All right, I think we're recording. I didn't say. Good afternoon or good morning, parents, whenever you are watching this. We are so excited to do another virtual coffee with the counselor. And today I want to introduce you to our new counselor, Miss Rouse. Miss Rouse, welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Kristen Rouse. This is my first year as a school counselor. I just recently graduated from Lincoln Memorial University with my master's in school counseling, and I'm really excited to be here at PAL as one of my placements this year. I spend 3 days a week at another elementary school, Bricky McLeod, and then 2 days a week at PAL Elementary with Laura, and I'm really excited to be here. It's really exciting. Um, this is a really fun year for me. It's my first year on the job. I'm also getting married this year, so that's really fun. I'm getting married at the end of May. So that's just a little bit about me.
Awesome. Well, we are talking today all about kindness and helping siblings get along. There are my siblings barking in the background. So if we ever have tips on dogs getting along, that would be great. All right, there are two big kindness events coming up. Hold on, let me go get them. There are two big kindness events coming up. Tell us, what are the big kindness events in January and February, Miss Rouse?
All right, so coming up next week, we have the Great Kindness Challenge. And it's really, really fun. At PAL, for this, we are asking our junior counselors to complete 100 acts of kindness. Whether it be at home or at school, wherever they can complete an act of kindness, they will write it down and hopefully get a picture and send in to us for us to see for the Great Kindness Challenge. Starting February 14th, we have Random Acts of Kindness Week. And this is where we are wanting the students, the school, and the parents to get involved to help with Random Acts of Kindness Week. There's so many different ways to spread kindness, and we have all kinds of fun events throughout the week, and it's going to be a really great week to encourage kindness throughout our students.
It really is. It's a really fun week every year. So we will be encouraging kindness at school through random acts of kindness, but how can parents encourage their kids to be kind to one another, kind to their community at home?
I think the most important number one thing is that kindness is contagious completely. And when students see you being kind, or they see, their siblings being kind, other people being kind, it encourages them to do that too. I think it's really important to encourage our kids to focus on how they feel when they do different acts of anything. Anytime they do any activity or anything out of their normal day, and doing a kind act makes anybody feel good. It'll always make anybody feel positive and happy and give them a little boost. So I think that's really, really important. I think also encouraging kids to think before they speak. I know this is one thing that we do throughout our lessons at school, in our counseling classes, and just encouraging kids to truly think of how others are going to feel when they speak their mind, or when they say something that maybe they didn't truly mean. So just encouraging kids to just think before they speak can do a world of wonders. And also kind of encouraging kids to step into someone else's shoe. I think it's easy to forget sometimes that not everybody lives the same life that we do. And teaching our kids this and teaching them how important it is just to look at other people and imagine being in their shoes and just see how they would feel. I think that's probably really, really important when it comes to just encouraging kids to be kind and spread kindness, and spreading kindness into our community. This can be so easy. I know one really easy way is by donating things you don't use. We all have things we don't use, but instead of just throwing it away, making sure to donate it to maybe someone in need. And when kids see this, it's really helpful and important that they understand that the world that they live in is maybe different from the world that somebody else lives in. So just encouraging little acts like that, and them seeing you be kind is the easiest way to encourage kindness, 100%. So I think that's really important. I think that's really helpful too, to help our kiddos be a little bit kinder to each other. We could all use a little extra kindness. So
I agree. And sometimes I think our kids can find or worry that it's going to feel awkward or uncomfortable to do something. So I like the idea of checking in with them after about how did it really feel after they got that dopamine release. And the answer is they're going to feel really good. It really does release some great hormones that make us feel great inside. And I know that the empathy is such a huge part. So I'm really glad you said that. We've been focusing on fostering empathy in 4th and 5th grade. So those are great tips on fostering empathy. All right. What about with their brother and sister at home? Because it's probably easier for some of our kids to be kind to their classmates or to even a stranger. But man, when it comes to siblings, it is tough. And you saw, like, when mine start fighting, I just put them outside, and we can't do that with our kids. So, any tips on how to help with sibling rivalry or jealousy or being kind to their brother and sister?
yeah, absolutely. This is a really tough one because growing up, like, this was tough for me. I know that, like, me and my sister, we definitely had rivalry all the time. So I think it's really, really important with, like, as a parent's point of view, is to just listen to your kids. I think sometimes it's easy just to be like, no, stop, stop, stop. I don't want to hear it. Stop, just stop. But it's really important just to actually listen to what's going on, and kind of, having that empathy for them, and how serious it does feel when you're fighting with your sibling, like, especially at such a young age. It's like the whole world. It can affect the whole day, an argument with their sibling. So I think it's really important just to stay calm and listen to what each sibling might be saying. I think it's also really, really, really important to give children problem solving skills. And we do this all year long, like, in school with the kids, and we work on different things, and we talk about problem solving skills all of the time. But I think that is really helpful with your kids, to use their problem solving skills against each other. And the most important, probably one that we teach, is something called an I message. And it's just sharing, I feel upset when you took the toy that I wanted to play with. Can we maybe share the toy this time? So using your iMessage, it's just sharing how they feel in a calm way, and encouraging them to kind of find a solution on their own, is really, really important. I think probably another tip I would give is to treat kids fairly. But fairly doesn't always mean equally. We say that a lot. Fair is not always equal. But, I think it's really easy to say, oh, well, you two go sit in timeout in each corner for 5 minutes. But sometimes what works for one kid doesn't work for the other. Or, if you see a toy you think is a really good deal at the store and you get it for one kid or both kids, but maybe one kid, that's not a treat for them because they don't enjoy it. So I think just treating kids fairly, in kind of all scenarios, is super, super important, and can help them feel like they are a little bit more understood, to their personal needs. And then also, on a last note, I think just scheduling one-on-one time with each kid and making sure they are getting the attention from you that they need, which can be very, very difficult. But I do think that's really, really important.
I agree. I love that idea of celebrating their individuality. I know that my poor brother, when he was growing up, anytime he had a teacher after me, it was, oh, are you a straight A student like your sister? Oh, are you good at this like your sister? So finding those things that they are uniquely good at or that are unique to them, and celebrating those things. And that one-on-one time is huge. Often I do behavior charts or reward charts with kids. And when I ask them what they want their reward to be, I'm shocked by the amount of kids that say they just want one-on-one time with a teacher or a parent. And it doesn't have to be a lot. There's something called the 2x10, which is where you spend 2 minutes a day with each child, for 10 days. So 2 minutes, 10 days, and you let them talk about whatever they want. So those are great, great tips. I love to read about kindness. So that's my other favorite way. is with books, so they can see the characters acting it out and doing it. And the cool thing about books is that you could say, like, how do you think that character feels? What do you think the character's thinking? What do you think the character would do? And it takes that pressure off of them, so it's not a conversation about them. So some of my favorite books to encourage kindness and also help with the sibling jealousy. We've got My Friend is Sad by Mo Williams. You can never go wrong with an Elephant and Piggy. And Piggy is trying to help Elephant cheer up. And so that's a really fun way to talk about being kind. There is a book, What Does It Mean to Be Kind by Reina Dioro. I might be saying that wrong. It's Diorio. What does it mean to be kind? And that's a great book because it has lots of different examples about how to be kind. Ping and Pong Are Best Friends Mostly is really fun because I love that book because one penguin can do one thing and the other cannot do it as well. And it's that feeling of jealousy that comes from within. And what I love about that book is Ping and Pong aren't trying to make each other feel bad. It just happens naturally. If you're looking for another one, Each Kindness for Older Grades talks about the ripple effects of our kindness and how we really only have one chance to make those kind moments. Of course, we can also talk about the power of one and how it takes just one person to stand up and make great choices. So those are some of my favorite books that I would suggest. And of course, if you ever need a book suggestion, parents, don't ever hesitate to email us. We love giving out suggestions. We'll be putting some resources on our website. I'll also be emailing it out, but please don't ever hesitate to email us if you are having questions or concerns about helping encourage kindness at school or at home. So we really appreciate you guys. All right. Anything else you can think of?
I don't think so. I just think it's so important. Like this day and age, kindness is it's so needed and it's so wanted. And I think that if it starts in the home, it really does. And it starts with encouraging our kids in any way that we can. So
I agree. It starts at home and it has a ripple effect into the classroom, into the community. And it is just so important, not just during the Great Kindness Challenge or Random Acts of Kindness Week. It's important all the time, every time. And that goes for in person and online. So. All right, parents, we hope that you guys stay warm and stay healthy. Have a wonderful day. Bye.